Whew, I am so oily. What's good? I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to be making my vision board. I'm super excited. If you've watched my video, my last video of 2018 titled Purpose, I talked about how I didn't make a vision board for that year and how lost I felt because of it. And so I'm going to make a vision board this year and I'm super excited. The first thing that I did was brainstorm. So if you are wanting to create a vision board yourself, first you have to brainstorm. You have to ask yourself all the difficult questions. What do you want to do this year? What do you want to do with your life? How do you want to feel in 2019? And once you have all of that, everything else will come very, very easily to you. So, my hair is trash today. I haven't washed it in like 7 days, whatever. After I brainstormed, I found some of the corresponding images on Pinterest. So one of the things that I did was set my intentions and goals for 2019. It looks like... So the first question that I asked myself when I started brainstorming was, how do you want to feel in 2019? So I asked myself that question in like a little notebook, and the answer that I came up with is fulfilled. So I want to feel fulfilled next year. And then I came up with 3 supporting words that will help me achieve fulfillment or achieve the feeling of fulfillment. And those words that I came up with are purpose, intention, and action. So I'm going to create those in Photoshop right now and then print them out so that I can always have those words on my vision board to kind of just serve as a reminder for what I need to prioritize. So I want to prioritize fulfillment, and I want to prioritize action, and I want to prioritize purpose and intention. Side note, if you've never heard of a vision board, I will leave resources in the description box down below because I'm not going to make an entire video about it. But basically, a vision board is a byproduct of a concept called the law of attraction, which is the belief that positive or negative thoughts can bring about positive or negative consequences. But anyway, I'll put all of that information in the description box down below. I did a really bad job of explaining it, but that's how it makes sense in my mind. So I have everything situated on here, and I'm just going to start attaching them with this double-sided tape that I have, and I'm going to go through each one and explain it. So this video might be pretty long, but I wanted to explain everything to you guys so that you can have a better understanding of what you should put on your vision board. So the first tip that I have is to be very, very specific about what you want. Last year I didn't make a vision board at the beginning of the year, but I did make one in like August or so. On that vision board, I put Marvel and DC on my vision board, but I wasn't very specific. Like I didn't attach a specific thought to it. I kind of just put it here because I was like, yeah, Marvel, DC, that's what I want to do for acting, but I wasn't specific. So what ended up happening was that I auditioned for Marvel and DC shows, but because I wasn't specific about it, I didn't book it. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of factors to why I didn't book those shows or movies, but what I'm trying to say is that it is better to be very specific about what you want because there's more clarity, if that makes any sense. First thing that is going on my vision board is Netflix. And the reason for this is because I have auditioned for quite a few Netflix projects, but I haven't booked anything yet. And now I'm putting the thought, a specific thought behind this Netflix logo. I want to book a lead or a recurring character in a Netflix show because one thing that I found through my acting career is that I love short form projects. I would prefer to do like films or indie films or short series like the ones that Netflix does. So that is going on my vision board. You see how much clarity being specific provides you with? By the way, I would highly recommend double-sided tape for a project like this because it makes everything so much easier than using a glue stick. Boom, she's on there. Oh, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put fulfilled in the middle of my vision board because this is like my theme for the year. So that is going right in the middle, right here. The next thing that I'm going to put on my vision board are the 4 agreements. If you haven't seen if you haven't seen. If you haven't read the book, The Four Agreements, I would highly recommend it. It is by an author named Don Miguel Ruiz. So the four agreements are: number 1, be impeccable with your word. 2, don't take anything personally. 3, don't make assumptions. And 4, always do your best. I think we should all be living our lives based on these philosophies. The next thing that I'm going to put on my vision board is a photo of a piano, because I really want to relearn how to play the piano. When I was 7 years old, I was living in the middle of nowhere in Great Falls, Montana, so there were not very many activities to do there, but there were piano lessons, and I took piano lessons and I learned how to play the piano. However, about like 6 months later, I was told we had to pack up and move to Tokyo. So when we moved to Tokyo, there were no piano lessons available in my area, which I thought was really weird. So instead of playing the piano when I lived in Japan, I joined my school's band and played clarinet. I like the piano better. So I would love to buy a piano this year and relearn how to play the piano, but mostly I want to learn how to play Your Song by Elton John. She's there. The next thing I'm gonna put on my vision board is a photo of someone flying first class, and there's really nothing to this other than I've never flown first class before, and I would love to do it, and I'd love to do it this year. So I'm gonna try, or I'm not gonna try, I'm just gonna make it happen. Oh, I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt today. In Star Wars, I think it was episode 5, Yoda said, "Do or do not, there is no try." And I love that quote because it's so true. Like, don't try to do something, just absolutely do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it. So I'm not gonna try to fly first class this year. I'm going to fly first class this year. Oh, that reminds me, I have to make a graphic that says just do it, okay? Because on New Year's Eve, me and my friends went to Amber's house to eat vegan Thai food and watch episodes of SpongeBob. We are very cool young people. But anyway, her neighbors unexpectedly showed up and like stayed until midnight, and it was totally unexpected. Like, we didn't know that they were gonna show up. They are a couple that are like a little bit older than us, so they carry a little bit more wisdom than a bunch of 20-year-olds who decided to celebrate the new year by watching SpongeBob SquarePants season 3. So we were all gathered around the table and we were talking about New Year's resolutions, and we asked the wife if you could give any advice to your 20-year-old self, like what would it be? And her answer was, just do it. And so that is absolutely the mood for 2019, just do it. And that goes hand in hand with what Yoda said, do or do not, there is no try. Like, just do it, you know? Don't try to fly first class, just do it. Don't think you want to play the piano, just do it. To me, a lot of censorship in this video. Oh, the next thing that I'm gonna put on my vision board is this photo right here. For me, this means that this time next year, I will be in a sun-bathed apartment. I am very grateful for where I currently live. I'm very grateful for having a roof over my head. I'm very grateful that I have the means and access and resources to provide a roof over my head by myself. So don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for my living situation. However, my apartment is very dark. Like, it is so dark. This is the only room in my entire apartment that sees any sunlight. The rest of my apartment is so dark, and I'm grateful that I lived here because now I learned that this is not an ideal living situation for me. I'm very negatively affected by lack of sunlight. So a sun-bathed apartment is going on my vision board because I need to move as soon as possible. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done. The next two things I'm going to put on my list are sunsets. This is actually more of like civil twilight, like it has passed sunset, like the sun is already below the horizon, but I'm very affected by like golden hour, sunsets, civil twilight, because I think that those are the most beautiful, naturally occurring color palettes. It's amazing that the earth just does this and we're just living in it, you know what I mean? Like, we're lucky enough to see it, and I feel like I don't appreciate it enough. So these are going on my vision board just to remind myself that I really am affected by the sun. So this is currently what this section is looking like. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to put on my vision board is Hello Sunshine. Now I feel like a lot of people don't know what Hello Sunshine is, but it is actually Reese Witherspoon's production company. So Hello Sunshine is a production company. They produced Gone Girl, and they produced Big Little Lies, and they're producing that upcoming movie with Zendaya. Like, they have a lot of, they're making moves, and they're focused on female storytelling, which I think is awesome. That totally aligns with my purpose as well, and totally aligns with what I'm passionate about. And I feel like I can talk about this now because it happened such a long time ago, but last year I actually had a meeting. I had a general meeting with Hello Sunshine. For everyone that doesn't know, production companies and studios and casting offices, they hold these things called general meetings, is when they just meet up with talent, they meet up with actors, and they just have a meeting to kind of see if they vibe, if they have the same passions, if they're on the same page with certain things, and then they will keep you in mind for upcoming projects. So I had a general meeting with Hello Sunshine, and it was going really well, and I told them that I was also interested in filmmaking because I love creating stuff, and she asked me a very loaded question. She said, okay, so if we were to give you $500,000, what would you create with it? And that was such a powerful question, and I didn't have an answer to it because I was so lost and purposeless last year. I literally couldn't. I mean, I came up with an answer. It was like a bullshit answer of something that I wasn't really aligned with, but she asked me that question and I didn't have an answer, a real answer. And when I was brainstorming for this new year, for 2019, I came up with an idea that I really want to pitch to Hello Sunshine, because now I actually have an answer to that question. So that is why they are going on my vision board. The next thing that I'm going to put on my vision board is the Teen Vogue Summit. I have spoken at events before. I've been invited to speak at universities. I was invited to speak at Cal State Fullerton, Brown University. I spoke at that Girls Empowerment Festival in the Philippines, and the Teen Vogue Summit is such an awesome event. I would love to attend and speak there. There are certain things that I need to do this year to be able to achieve this goal, but this is really something that I want to do, and it's my favorite demographic, which is teen girls. They're my favorite because they are going to run the world someday. I would love to speak at the Teen Vogue Summit in any capacity, because I think that's a really awesome event targeted towards a demographic that I'm very passionate about. The next thing that I'm going to put on my vision board are these two photos. So this one is just, I'm assuming it's a boy and a girl holding hands under the sunset. This looks like civil twilight, my favorite. And then this one is a photo of this is actually a photo that I found on Nadine Lusre's Instagram. She posted this like 2 years ago or something. I remember when she posted it, so I saved it into my Instagram app. I just was really affected by this photo. The lighting, like the greenery in the background, the nature in the background, the top down in the car, the sense of road trip and adventure. These two are basically going on my vision board, because if I were to ever get into a romantic relationship at any point in this year, I would want to feel the way that these photos make me feel. Now trust me, I'm very aware that relationships are a bit more complicated than a very specific photo posted to Instagram by a celebrity who lives in another country, but when I look at a romantic partner, I want to feel the way that these photos make me feel. And that's why they're going on my vision board. In other words, if I don't feel a type of way about a person, I'm not even gonna waste my time, because I have done that many times in the past. like, without disclosing too much information, I've gotten into relationships in the past because I felt like they were an obligation. Like, I felt like, oh, everyone else is getting into relationships, so I feel like I need to do that too. It wasn't because I felt some type of way about a person. So this is just a reminder to be intentional with what you're doing in your life. Live with purpose. The next thing that's going on my vision board is always remember to fall asleep with a dream and wake up with a purpose. And I just thought that was a really beautiful quote. The next thing that I'm going to put on my vision board is a photo of the Eiffel Tower because I would love to go to Paris. I've never been to Europe before. I've traveled all over Asia and United States of America, but I've never been to anywhere in Europe before, and I feel like Paris is a great start. I really want to go to Paris, and coincidentally, my friend Josh, you guys know Josh, he's been in a few of my vlogs. He is Ariana Grande's hairstylist, and they are going on tour, and they're going to be in Paris at some point in this year, and I was like, wow, I set an intention to go to Paris and you're going to also be in Paris? Let's meet up. The universe has aligned. Look at the way God works. God is a woman. And I'll probably go with like Haletta and Amber, and it kind of ties in with the next two things that I'm putting on my vision board, which are these two photos. These are just like representative of my friends. Side note, it was really difficult to find like aesthetic photos like these of Black people or like multicultural friend groups. Like it's all white people. People of color, if you're watching this, we need to switch that up. We need to make it easier to find ourselves represented on Pinterest. So basically these just represent my friends and reminding myself that I want to do more things with my friends, including friends trips, like going to Paris. And also a reminder that vacations are super important. Like, all work with no play ain't the way. I recently came back from a trip with my friends. Josh rented a house in Santa Barbara, which was like oceanside. Oh my god, it was so beautiful, and he invited us to stay with him as well, and we all stayed in this house, and it was so necessary for self-care to just take a break and unplug and leave the environment of Los Angeles a little bit. Wow, that was just a phenomenal trip, and I felt rejuvenated. Oh, and get this, on the last day of being there, I was actually excited to get back to work. So yesterday, which is the day after I came back, I revamped my entire website. I redid my YouTube end card. I redid my YouTube header. I did a bunch of different things, and it was fun. Like, I wanted to do it. I was excited to do it. So if that doesn't speak to how important breaks are, I don't know what to tell you, but they are very, very important. This is what my vision board is looking like so far. The next things that I'm going to be putting on my vision board are photos of the Tesla Model X. So this is the actual outside, the exterior of the car, and these two are the interiors of the car. It is basically Tesla's SUV. I recently brought my car in to the Lexus dealer for my 100,000 mile service maintenance. Yes, girl, you heard that correctly, 100,000 miles. And they told me that my car requires $6,000 in repairs. And I was like, no. I don't know about you, but I'm not really into the concept of paying $6,000 to repair a 10-year-old car, so I'm just going to use that money towards a down payment on a newer car. The car that I really want is a Tesla Model X. One, because I really want a Tesla, but I also wanted an SUV because of the convenience, and Tesla makes an SUV. So I was like, huh, would you look at that? I'm putting this on my vision board because this is my dream car. I'm going to have to work extremely hard this year to get it, but honestly, like, I'm so ready. I'm ready to make my dreams come true, honestly. I did not have this mindset last year, and this year, that is all I'm thinking about. And then I'm going to be putting this quote that really spoke to me. This says, "We won't be distracted by comparison if we are captivated with purpose." And I absolutely love that. If you just remember what your purpose is, what other people are doing shouldn't even matter. And I don't know, that was a really powerful quote and I love it, and so I put it on there. And then the next thing that I'm going to be putting on my vision board is Forbes 30 under 30. Now, a lot of people think that the Forbes 30 under 30 list is just like the richest people in America, but that's actually not true. Forbes 30 under 30 takes into account net worth, kind of, but it also factors in cultural impact, things that you do for your community, things that you do for other communities, the way that you're giving back, the way that you interact with the world around you. I would love to be on the Forbes 30 under 30 list, but all of the things that would get me to this is very important to me as well. So this is the fulfillment, and then the action and the purpose and the intention that goes under this. I'm putting all of that behind this one image, if that makes any sense. Yay, and that's my vision board. I'm definitely going to print out that big graphic that says just fucking do it, because that is absolutely the mood for 2019. I have a lot of goals, a lot of dreams for 2019, and I can't wait to actively live a life again and feel like a human being and not feel like a robot on autopilot. I can't wait to feel fulfilled. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.